Okay, I'm reloaded. Captain Procrastination strikes again. I had this content, the research for it done a long time ago, but I got sick, so I released like two versions of a video in which I did a setup with some diorama figures. One was a short. It was like I think 2 minutes. Well, shorts are usually 1 minute, and then I released a longer video. But basically, this is going to be called the build your own fleet challenge. And this is just an optional guideline, a blueprint for the challenge. But it is up to you. You can decide to do three. It has to be at least three vehicles to be a fleet. So you can do 3 to 6. I did 6. I had 6 options. Basically, the premise is, you got a nice residence. Uh, you got room for the park, maybe two on the street, I guess. If you got a driveway, two in the driveway, and you got a garage, you can put one in the garage. If you got two-car garage, and you're that blessed to have a garage that big, you can put two in there. So that would be about 6. Yeah. My father used to do. He used to park a car on the side of the yard or in the backyard, his project car. But he had a big back. We had a big backyard, so big yard. Period. That was down south. But anyway, I'm rambling. Well, let's talk about fleet. The definition of fleet is a large group of ships, but it can be any group of vessels, like planes or cars, that operate as a unit. Also, a fleet can be 3 vessels or vehicles, large group of ships, airplanes, trucks, etc., operated by a single company under the same ownership. Example, he owns a fleet of cabs. So, now that we fleet, I know it seems like a episode of Sesame Street, but I wanted to get the definition ahead. Let's move ahead and we're going to go with my options. I think first, you got to have the daily driver. The daily driver is important because that's the car that you're going to probably use the most. It'll probably be the car that you drive to work and run errands in. And I chose the 2017 Honda Civic. It's a Matchbox casting. It debuted in MBX Road Trip. No designer listed. This is the MBX City Drivers 5-pack version from 2021. It was also featured in the MBX City Drivers 9-pack in 2022. The color variation is deep blue with light gray interior. It's a 4-door. It's a hatchback. It's good on gas. Great for city driving. Small enough to fit in parking spaces easily. A good daily driver. As you can see, tail lights, headlights. And I could have went with a Type R, but too fancy. Next, we're gonna go with. I think you need to go with your flagship. Well, let's go with your workhorse. Your workhorse is going to be something useful and dependable. And because I have a background in construction, doing carpentry, my dad did plumbing, my grandfather, he had rental property, and he did little things here and there. Had members of my family who did painting. So you need a truck sometimes to do small projects around the house, home, home improvements and stuff like that. So I went with the 2020 Ram 1500. that debuted in Hot Wheels Hot Trucks 2020, designed by Rio Sada. This is that version. No, this is actually the HW Hot Trucks 2022 version, and it's rugged enough to hold some hardware equipment and stuff like that. This thing keeps stopping. There's new batteries in here, so I don't know what's going on. So So you see the headlights, the tail lights is lifted a little bit. So it'd be good for the wintertime too. That's the workhorse. Next, you need a flagship. And the purpose of flagship serves is flagship definition: the ship that carries the command of a fleet, subdivision of a fleet, and flies the commander's flag. I come from a military family, so the finest, largest, or most important one of a group of things, such as products, stores, etc. In this case, Mercedes Benz is the flagship of my vehicle fleet. And this is a Mercedes Benz. Why I keep stopping? Mercedes Benz CLS 500 Matchbox. Debuted in MBX Metal 2006. Discontinued in 2009. Brought back in 2017. Retooled in 2018. The interior as well as the base being simplified for easier assembly. Okay. What casting is this? Did I say what casting is? This came from the 2019 Mercedes Benz 5-pack. It came with a gold SLR McLaren, this blue Benz CLS 500, a G63 AMG 6x6 truck, a Mercedes Benz Uno Mog, and a 2019 Mercedes Benz G Wagon. This is metal flake satin. It's satin metal flake blue with tan interior. Headlights, tail lights. It's kind of older. I could have went with a newer Mercedes Benz like this one, but this is like an AMG special edition. Really expensive. This is affordable. You could buy this used or whatever. Somebody took care of it, and it's just a nice car to have. Good for weddings, unfortunately funerals, family reunions, stuff of that nature, weddings. This thing acting like it ain't got no power. I'll try to get through this. Next, flagship. Hopefully you have enough money you can afford. Well, you have kids. This is one you definitely gonna have to have. And this can be your flagship and your workhorse, to be honest. I call this the sports utility hero. So basically, it does the job of the workhorse and the flagship, especially if you have kids. And this is going to be the 2015 Cadillac Escalade from Matchbox. It's a Matchbox casting debuted in MBX Road Trip 2018, designed by Rio Sada. It's a true 164, believe it or not. Don't look like it to me, but they said it is. This is the 2021 Cadillac Series version in metal flake white with black interior. I use this as an optional category. It's taking you don't really need a flagship vehicle because it does, like I said, it can be take the place of the flagship vehicle and kind of the workhorse. Even though I doubt you want to haul lumber and an Escalade, but if you're a suburban type, your needs might be different and maybe more important to take the kids to soccer and stuff like that, football practice and stuff. Look at all that detail. Sorry, folks. Next, we're going to go to something. I call this the weekend ride. Well, most of us are bare bones. Well, so the project car probably comes first. Well, yeah. This is something that's kind of affordable. Well, it's getting less and less affordable as time goes on. But these older cars starting to cost more and more money. And the project cars basically a fixer up. It could be it doesn't have to be American Muscle. It could be an older JDM. I mean, or import, or older European model sports car. I chose the 1968 Mercury Cougar from Matchbox that debuted in Superfast 2004. It was produced until 2010 with the headlights closed. There's a variation in the casting with the headlights exposed. And this was produced from 2004 to 2009. Designed by Dave Wise. It's a 162 scale. This is the Heritage Classic color variation from 2008. Red with black interior. Very detailed for a mainline. Yeah. I don't know, Auto Trade. A lot of people are doing stuff online as far as buying cars now. I don't recommend that. I know where I'm at, they still have places where you can buy older muscle cars and imports and even European sports cars. And this definitely fits the bill. Might have to spend some time with it. It might take you 2 to 5 years to get this thing where you want it, but once you do, it's a nice car for the weekend, or pull this out in springtime or summertime. You're not driving it in the wintertime. And basically, this is the same thing, what I call the weekend ride, as the project car, but it's something you're not putting money into. It's something you buying off the showroom floor or from somebody that's ready to go. So you probably have to be a little more established to buy something like the weekend car or the weekend ride, as I say. And this is a Porsche 911 Carrera Cabriolet. Technical difficulties. I'm working through it. Debuted in mainline extra classy 1999. Produced until 2013. Brought back in 2020. Retooled with side mirrors, refined body line, and a simplified interior. Actually, 159 scale. This thing gonna keep on failing on me, y'all. This is the MBX Highway 2022 color variation in metal flake green with with dark gray interior. Perfect for late night drives, I guess, on Fridays or cruises on Fridays, Saturdays, or Sunday evenings. Hey, your girlfriend, wife, or significant other away for the weekend to another city, bed and breakfast, Airbnb, hotel suite, timeshare resort, what have you. Be a great road trip car, I guess, as long as you don't go too far. And I guess as car enthusiasts, this is what we all aspire to, either this or that. So that was basically the build your own fleet challenge. Hope it wasn't too confusing because this thing kept quitting on me. So as always, I want to thank the subscribers for all your support because I couldn't do it without you. There was a time when I thought about just, what's the point of doing these videos? And then something always brings me back to the hobby because I have love for it. And it's really a stress reliever. And I always say when it gets to the point where it gets frustrating and it feels like work, that's when I'm going to start collecting. So I haven't got to that point yet. So with that said, I encourage all the random viewers to hit the subscription button, notification button, leave a like or dislike behind, leave a comment behind if you desire to. And this has been the Build Your Own Fleet Challenge. Peace and blessings.